Hello and welcome to the Dragon Shed for the May report. I will say, okay, 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome to the Dragon Shed for the May report. Excuse the mess, I'm kind of between a lot of projects at the minute, so it's difficult to kind of shut things down completely if you know you're going to make more mess doing whatever it is you're doing. And I've also got a massive stack of stuff to sort through. So most of that just needs finishing, that it can be put into the loft for storage, but for the minute it's holding up a corner of the shed. So yeah, I'm actually recording this nearly 3 weeks in advance of when it needs to be published, because on the 1st of May I will be in Southend for a funeral. Funerals have been kind of a regular occurrence in the last 5 or 6 years. I've pretty much had one a year, and most of them have been around about March and April. So yeah, this time of year isn't a great time of year really. So yeah, I think it's, you kind of expect people to leave, but a number of those that have gone have been very young, and it's been quite a shock. So yeah, you don't expect a chap in his 40s to go, or even one in his 30s really. So yeah, the last 5 or 6 years have been fairly painful, and this time of year, although it should be a celebration of new life, hasn't been. Yeah, so whilst you're watching this, I am probably sitting in Southend crying my eyes out again. I'm not normally a very kind of emotional person, but sometimes you just can't help it. You can try and be stoic and try and hold it in, and then someone at the church or wherever you're having the ceremony starts playing a ridiculously emotional song, and that just, any chance of being stoical is gone. So yeah, there are a number of songs that I can't listen to now because they've kind of been, I won't say tainted, but I can't listen to them without thinking of the person that's gone. So yeah, Sarah Brightman is the big one. But anyway, okay, so this May is kind of an odd month. I'm intending to be down the shed pretty much every day that I can to get as up to date with projects and beyond up to date. I've got a big summer project planned that's going to last a full 2 months. So yeah, I need to get all my other bits of woodworking and stuff done first, because I don't want to have sawdust everywhere whilst I'm doing this other big project. So yeah, right. I do intend to spend at least one day tidying. If I do it in time for this video, I will cut it in here. I'll probably do a time lapse because you don't want to watch that in real time. You'll see how I attempt to tidy this up. It's going to get worse before it gets better, but that's kind of the nature of this kind of thing. And the idea of having a shed means that I can keep the mess down here, so I'm not filling up the house with stuff, because Mum would kill me. So yeah, May has 5 Wednesdays, so there's 5 projects. First project, Grasshopper project, is going to be the game that I alluded to in the previous monthly report. I probably gave away quite a bit more detail than I needed to in that report, but I'll get into that anyway. My dragon food this month is a fudge recipe, a microwave miracle fudge, which is not like the kind of the American style where it's set with chocolate rather than set with sugar. So it's actually a proper cooking of sugar recipe, and I've never had much in the way of success with hot sugar, so I've done one attempt and I'm just hoping that I can get another one in before then, or I need to get another one in before then because I don't really want to show you the fail really. A 3-minute skill for this month is going to be clothing patterns, so taking a favourite piece of clothing and making a pattern to replicate it. The project that goes with that is going to be making some t-shirts using some jersey fabric and lace. I've got a load of white and some red, so they're going to be quite garish t-shirts, but it's a start. I intend to really get into that kind of work, but again it's difficult to do a sewing project when you've got dust everywhere. So I'm going to get all the woodworking stuff done first before I can move on to the major fabric work. And I've also got a couple of orders for new window blinds. I was intending to do a window blinds video back in February I think, but the camera completely lost it. I lost so much of that so I didn't bother using that one. So that's hopefully going to come up at some point later in the year. The project video, no, that was a project video. The fifth video, the fifth Wednesday video, is going to be kind of finishing off the game. It's because I want to make a box for it and also show you what the game is, and ask for questions because the game relies on kind of a Trivial Pursuit style question thing. So yeah, that's going to be the major part of the fifth element for this month. So yeah, I've got 5, 6 different projects on my table, on my desk, waiting to go. Started, half cut, so it's a little bit crazy. But I'm trying to get all the wood and kind of hard process stuff done, hopefully before the end of the month. So come May I can really dig into this big project, and I don't know how well it's going to come out on screen. This is my video list, so that's this month, and as you can see there's lots of rewrites and replanning, and then this is pretty much a record of everything that's going to happen for the next 2 months after May. So yeah, it's quite involved. I'm not sure if I'm doing a project for me or for everybody else, but it's going to be a project of small videos, so it's small skills that you can pick up and go on with, or just watch the development of the project that's going to come out of it. So yeah, that's the plan. And I'm presently working on making some clocks, which probably won't be coming up until October. Again, I'm kind of up in the air. I'm doing as many projects as possible, filming as many as possible, in the hopes that I can actually get some things done. So yeah. So if you're watching this on the 1st of May, you can think of me at another funeral. If, touch wood, I go a year without any kind of visits to funeral homes, it will be a great year, I think. I'm looking forward to teacher training starting in October, hence why I'm trying to get all these projects finished as much as possible, because I expect the first couple of months of teacher training to be chaos whilst I work out what things are and where I'll have time to do anything else. So I want to try and get everything done up until pretty much the end of the year. If I have to rethink things come January as to how many videos I can put out, then I'll do that then, but I want to get as much done before that point. So you'll see a lot of the videos coming up will be filmed in kind of summer sunshine and put out in December, but that's kind of what I'm going for. I want to get everything as done as possible and everything edited and sorted, so I can just stick it online whenever I need to. So yeah, and I've also got a number of craft fairs and things booked for this summer, so I'm trying to get the stock up as well. I haven't sold as much as I thought I did. Going back through my list of sales, I made a fair bit of money, but I didn't sell a lot. I was selling more of the kind of more expensive bits and pieces, so I've also got to make a decision about pricing. Up until now, I've really only been chasing kind of a cost price plus about 10%, so generally crafting isn't something where you can actually make money. It's not. It's a hobby. You'll never get your hourly wage back unless you get really, really famous and you have a big name and you can charge what you like. If I charged an hourly rate on the things I do, they would never sell. I know that for certain. Even though a lot of the places I sell at, the regular customers, they understand that it's craft and it's handmade and it takes time, and they are liable to tell me to keep the change or to round up prices, which is nice. It's still not an hourly wage. So yeah, I would love to make this my career. I would really love to be able to do this full time. But unless I had a massive amount of sponsorship and so much regular business, it would never ever happen. So yeah, I'm not going for a career. This is not my career. This is a hobby. At one point I did try to go self-employed with this, but in order to kind of qualify as self-employed, you need to be making a regular £50 a month, which in some months is fine. In the run up to Christmas, September through to December, I can sell a lot, but in terms of actual pure profit, I'm not making that much. So it's definitely a hobby. Now, I've been debating whether or not to sign up to one of the sponsorship programs, not a sponsorship, something like Patreon or one of those sort of things. I've got my AdSense account sorted out, but I need to have a ridiculous amount of views or hours watched or something before I'll actually get any kind of cash back from that. And I'm not expecting that to be particularly huge if I ever get to that point. So yeah, I'm debating putting together a Patreon account. It's certainly going to help to keep this up and keep this going. Over the last 4 or 5 months, I haven't really bought anything new. I've spent maybe a tenner on new stuff, and most of what I'm using is already what I collected in the shed when I had money because I was working. So yeah, and there are things that I kind of need to get. I'm all out of resin. I used my last kind of little bit in a project the other day, so that limits what I can do in that regard. And there's lots of projects I want to do with resin which I can't get to. I can't make any more veneer jewellery because you kind of need the resin to glue the layers. And yeah, although I have got a couple of hundred box blanks, and I spent some of my birthday money on plywood, I've got, you know, bits and pieces of wood and bits and pieces of projects which I can probably manage with for a while, but I'd like to get some new things. I can borrow some tools off my dad, but he's got a really quite eclectic mixture of stuff because he's more of into kind of engineering and mechanics and that kind of thing, and most of his stuff is therefore kind of metalworking rather than wood, so that limits what I can borrow really. So yeah, I'm pretty much recycling as much as possible. I've got a couple of failed box projects that I'm reusing, a couple of failed canvas prints I'm recovering, so things like that. I've got enough stock to go on for a while, but there's going to come a point where I actually need a decent amount of cash, and I want to do some projects that are a bit more impressive, because I don't think my stuff is particularly, I'll say posh, but you know, you kind of want an element of wow, and most of my stuff is quite plain and a little bit boring. So yeah. If my viewers have any projects they want me to try or would like to commission me to do something, then we can discuss a price. I'm happy to do that kind of thing. I've got an order running for chocolates for a wedding anniversary in November, which again, because I'll be in school then, might be a little interesting to try and manage that, but I can do it, it's fine. I don't expect that's going to make me a hell of a lot of money, because I can't. I've done stuff for this couple previously, and I can't really increase my prices any. I've said I'm adding a little bit, but I can't really kind of put the prices up much further than cost plus about 20-25%. So yeah, great having business, but not if it's not getting you much in return. So yeah, I've got to rethink the business plan, think more about money. I think. So yeah, it's a busy time. I'm trying to keep busy, because the whole process of applying for teacher training is you're waiting for people to give you feedback, or to say yes you can come, or no, or if you just did this one thing we'd let you in, that kind of thing. I've had one interview out of the 3 applications I've got, so I'm waiting for that response. Certainly hoping that I'd know one way or another by the time this video comes out. I certainly hope I would. They've got something like 40 days to give you an answer, so I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to carry on making a mess and you'll see me, well, next video will be out tomorrow for the making of my new game. So, and that was a real marathon to work, but never mind. Okay, so I will see you tomorrow for Scrossel Saga making my new game, and wish me well for the first, and I'll see you again whenever I see you.